So I'm here with Fedor Emelianenko, who's set to face Fabricio Werdum June this coming Saturday in San Jose. Fedor, you just arrived in LA. How do you like fighting here in the States?
Я очень рад выступать здесь.
I'm very happy to perform here because the audience here is very understanding and welcoming, and there are very faithful fans of MMA here, and I'm really very happy to be back here.
Right. It seems like you're always so relaxed before a fight. What do you do to prepare for a fight mentally?
Я не думаю о бое. Я стараюсь.
Usually I don't think about the fight. I'm trying to adjust myself mentally, and usually I pray before the fight. And I think that mental preparation is very important. So I pray before the fight, and then it appears so that I come to the very beginning of the fight on the top of my physical shape, and physical and mental shape.
Okay, so a few fans have asked about what kind of diet you follow during training camp.
Я не придерживаюсь никаких диет. Если нет поста, я кушаю все подряд. Если пост, я соблюдаю пост.
I do not follow any diet. If there is no Lent, I eat practically everything. But if there is a Lent, I go on the Lent.
So I have some questions from the fans about you as a person. Growing up, what kind of student were you in school? Did you have a favorite subject?
Я был разным учеником. Было время, когда я не придавал учебе значения, но когда я занимался...
During my school years, actually, I had different success in my schooling. There were times when I didn't give a lot of attention to studying my subjects, but later when I entered this sport class and when I went for sports, I tried hard, and I did understand that my marks later will form my future, because everything what I was going to be in this life and my future profession was dependent on my success in schooling years, and that's why I tried hard, and I graduated from the school having only one satisfactory mark. When I entered the college and graduated from the college, so I didn't have any good marks, only excellent marks, and then I entered the university and graduated from the university. But certainly when I was 11, 12, I was a little bit lazy, and that's why, my studies were not that great.
Do you have a favorite book or movie?
Любимая книга Ивана Шмелева «Лето Господне». Любимое кино... Есть много фильмов, которые мне нравятся, но русские, не американские.
My favorite book is God's Summer by Ivan Shmilov. As for movies, there are a lot of movies which I like, but all of them are Russian movies, not American movies.
So have you seen the cover of the new EA game?
Видели ли вы обложку новой игры компании EA?
Да, видел.
Yes, I did.
How do you feel about being on the cover with Randy Couture?
Ну, обложка получилась хорошая.
So the cover came out very good.
For the record, how is your first name pronounced?
Федор.
Okay, so back to the June 26th fight. It's no secret that Fabricio Werdum June is going to look for the takedown. How do you think you match up against him on the ground?
Не могу сказать, только будет видно будет только во время боя.
I cannot say anything right now. We'll see that during the fight.
Do you find it easier to fight larger opponents? Why is that, if that's so?
Я бы не сказал, что это легче.
I wouldn't say it is easier.
So Werdum actually has a win over your brother Alexander, and like when you faced Krokop, you avenged one of your brother's losses. Does this motivate you even more?
Ни тогда я не мстил, ни сейчас.
There was no revenge during my fight with Krokop. There will be no revenge during my fight with Fabricio Werdum. So Alexander has his own motivations. I have my own motivations.
So you faced several jiu-jitsu fighters in the past, like Nogueira, Ricardo Arona, Babalu. How do you think Werdum's skills compare to those?
Я оцениваю выше, чем
Well, speaking about his ground technique, I think that he's approximately his technique is approximately the same as Nogueira, but higher than Babalu.
По технике лежа я бы сказал, что он где-то равен Нагуеве.
Did you see Fabricio's fight against Bigfoot Silva?
Да, смотрел.
Yes, I did.
What did you think of his performance?
Хорошее выступление, у него был сильный оппонент.
That was very good performance, and he had really very strong opponent.
So Fabricio said he's looking to submit you in the first round. How do you respond to that?
What I can say, these are only the plans for the fight. What will happen in the ring, nobody knows. That only God knows.
Do you consider yourself a fan of the sport of MMA? If so, do you have a favorite fighter?
I really like MMA as sport itself, and I like to be in this sport and like to develop myself, but I don't like to watch fights.
Who do you think are some of the top up-and-coming fighters, especially from M1, that you think the public should be looking for?
Есть бойцы, есть молодые перспективные бойцы, но именно не хочется называть пока.
There are several young fighters, very good fighters, but I do not want to call any names right now, so I would like to let them to make their path themselves, because sometimes you start calling names and people start losing. So let them start and go their own path.
Okay. So in your whole career, which fight was your favorite fight, and which fight was your toughest fight?
Наверное, один из самых.
One of the most favorite fights and the toughest fights, that was my first fight with Nogueira, because it was very difficult fight from physical viewpoint and mental viewpoint, and I had to do a lot of preparation for that.
Okay. So, if you defeat Werdum, who do you want to fight next?
Ой, сначала надо выступить с Фабрицио Вердум.
So first of all, I have to perform with Fabricio Werdum.
You're considered the greatest fighter of all time. Are you content with what you've accomplished, or do you feel like there's even more you need to prove to yourself?
Ой, такие вопросы. Я не считаю себя ни самым сильным, и не хочу что-либо доказывать кому-то.
I do not consider myself to be the strongest fighter or to be the very special person. I just come out to ring and I do my job. I do my job as good, as well as I can, and try hard. And I understand that there is my great country, which I represent, which stands behind me. There are a lot of people who pray for me, and that's why I want to be the representative of my country. And I never think about ratings. I just want people to remember me as the honest person, the person who loves his country, his motherland, and who glorifies the Orthodox Russia.
June 26th, witness history as the greatest fighter ever comes to the HP Pavilion in San Jose. Rockstar Energy Drink, Strikeforce, and M1 Global present the legendary Fedor Emelianenko as he faces jiu-jitsu legend Fabricio Werdum. Also on the card, the rematch between Scott Smith and Kung Lee, plus women's champion Chris Cyborg. Fedor versus Werdum, June 26th at the HP Pavilion. Get your tickets now at Ticketmaster.com. And for more info, hit up Strikeforce.com or M1Global.com.